Lucille Desiree Ball was born August 6, 1911 in Jamestown, New York, to the parents of Dee Dee and Henry Ball. The eldest of the couple's two children was Lucy and her little brother Fred. Lucille and her family had a rough childhood shaped by a tragedy and a lack of money. At the age of 3, Lucille's father was struck with typhoid fever and died. Her father's death not only set in motion a series of difficult childhood hurdles, but also served as the young girl's first real significant memory. At the time, Lucy's mother, Dee Dee, was still grieving from her husband's unexpected death and was still pregnant with Fred. The family then moved back to Jamestown, New York, where she eventually found work and a new husband, Ed Peterson. Ed Peterson wasn't a fan of children, especially Lucy and Fred. The couple both decided the two of them would move to Detroit without Dee Dee's children. Lucy was forced to make a new home with Fred for Ed's parents. Lucy had to deal with her stepdad's stern mother and grandfather. The step-parents didn't have much money to lavish on their new stepchildren. The family lacked enough money even for school pencils. At the age of 11, Lucy's mother and stepdad came back to Jamestown and the family was back. Lucille wanted to do something big with her life, so when she was 15, she convinced her mother to allow her to enroll in a New York City drama school. Within attending a month in the drama school, the school wrote her mother, "Lucy is wasting her time and hours. She's too shy to put her best foot forward." In the 1930s, Lucille moved to Hollywood to seek out more acting opportunities. She was successful and was one of the 12 Golden Girls to promote the 1933 Eddie Cantor flick Roman Scandals. Lucy was very successful in Hollywood and landed a role as an extra in the Ritz Brothers film The Three Musketeers, and then in 1937, a sizable part in The Stage Door. After her childhood years, Lucille's life got better and better. She appeared in 72 movies during her long career, such as the Queen of B movies. In Dance Girl Dance, a movie she starred in her early career, she was introduced to a Cuban band leader named Desi Arnaz. The two stars appeared in Lucy's next film, Too Many Girls, and they instantly fell in love and got married. Both Lucy and Desi were very supportive to one another during their careers. Desi pushed his wife to do more and to try broadcasting, and it wasn't long until she landed a lead part in the radio comedy My Favorite Husband. Lucy insisted the new show should include her real-life husband, Desi, but the network wasn't interested. Lucy and Desi walked away and made their own show, I Love Lucy. They took their new act on the road, and contract from CBS greeted the pair. On October 15, 1951, I Love Lucy made its mark, and this was a sitcom like no other. The show included Vivian Vance and William Frawley as Lucy and Desi's two best friends. I Love Lucy focused on storylines that dealt with marital issues, suburban living, women in the workplace, and pregnancy. Lucy was a star and perfectionist. She would spend hours rehearsing her antics and facial expressions. Her work in comedy paved the way for future stars such as Penny Marshall and Robin Williams. During its 6-year run, I Love Lucy was the #1 show in the country. The show then lost viewers and ended in 1957. Desilu Productions continued on producing more television hits such as Star Trek and Mission Impossible. After 20 years of marriage, Lucy and Desi split up in 1960. 2 years later, she found Gary Morton. The two were married and bought out her former ex-husband and took over Desilu Productions. She was the first woman to run a major television production studio and eventually sold the company in 1967 for $17 million. More acting gigs followed, and she was very successful. In 1971, she became the first woman to receive the International Radio and Television Society's Gold Medal. She was also greeted with 4 Emmys into the Television Hall of Fame and recognition for her life's work. In 1985, Lucille strayed from her comedic background to take on a dramatic role as a homeless woman in Stone Pillow. The program didn't last long, and after 8 episodes, it was canceled. That was the last television role for Lucille Ball. On April 26, 1989, Lucille Desiree Ball died from a ruptured aorta following open-heart surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Lucille Ball will always be one of America's most beloved actresses and comedians and will never be forgotten.